Today we're learning how to make French toast. I know I have a bowl here. Happy Father's Day, by the way. I know I have a bowl here. But what makes French toast is the ingredients that go in your bowl. You ready? What I want you to get out is cups, teaspoons, salt, eggs, milk, sugar, cinnamon, and flour. Are you ready? Let's get started. For our first ingredient, we need 4 eggs. Farm fresh eggs. One. The chickens. 2 for the chickens. Now, I only have 2 eggs, so I'm gonna go in my fridge and get more. More farm fresh eggs. Time to do 2 more eggs. If you have any animals, what kind of animals do you have? We have lots of chickens and lots of yummy eggs. Now, before we start mixing, we need to do our second ingredient. We'll mix at the end. We need to do 2/3 cup milk. I have my milk. I have my 1/3 cup. I'm gonna pour it in 2 times. I like to pour it if it's kind of full. Pull it over a bowl so I don't spill it everywhere. 1, 2. This is an overflow. If it does, just before it overflows, transfer it into a different bowl. Luckily, we don't have many more wet ingredients for the dry ingredients to make it even higher. Next, we need 1/4 cup flour. Now, before we do the flour, let's just do our wet ingredients first instead of going out of order. Instead, we're going to skip right to 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're not skipping. We're just going to do 1 teaspoon vanilla. Teaspoon, not tablespoon. Where is my vanilla? Oh, here it is. Oh, wait, this one's hard to open. I'm actually going to get our other vanilla. This one's really hard to open. Where is that other vanilla? Oh, I got it open. Okay, moving on. Sorry about that. 1 teaspoon vanilla. Okay. That was no more than a teaspoon. I know it looked like I was just pouring. No, it was pouring into the teaspoon. Alright. Time to put our lid up. Now, moving on in this learning lesson, let's do our dry ingredients. 1/4 cup flour. Yeah, not gonna edit that part. 1/4 cup flour. Now let's do 1/4 cup sugar. Right. I'm using date sugar. It doesn't matter what sugar you have, but the recipe calls for granulated sugar. But really, what's the difference? Sugar is sugar. It's brick. It's very British. One-fourth cup sugar. Halfway full that because that was definitely. All right, next we have 1 teaspoon of 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oh, teaspoons. Okay, this is 1/4. It should look this big. Very tiny. One-fourth teaspoon. Next, we have more teaspoons. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Teaspoon. I'm going to use this. And make sure that you have the correct amount of everything, especially cinnamon though, because too much cinnamon is not yummy. Not good. Oh, that just made a lot of cinnamon dust. All right, now is the moment of truth. It is finally time to whisk, whisk, whisk. I need to find my whisk. Did put the wood one? Oh, there it is. Here we go. While we were making all of this, or now you can heat up your griddle on medium heat. I'm just using a regular size pan on medium heat, decent size, and when it's a cooking step, I'll tell you more. But right now is the whisking step. You want to whisk until it all looks like one color, like not chunky. It might still look a little chunky, but you want it to look yellowish. And also smell it because the vanilla will smell amazing. It doesn't take that much effort. Just gonna make sure there's no like egg yolks or flour left in it. Remember to scrape the sides if anything gets stuck up there. So what the flour does is makes it more fluffier, actually. I know it sounds weird to add flour into French toast, but what makes the flour so special is how much it'll help the texture and fluffiness. And then for the milk, you want to use more of whole milk. If you use like coconut milk, that's still fine, but it'll taste better with whole milk. Really good workout if you're really in need of an arm workout. Just whisk some French toast mix or anything. In the end, it'll be pretty liquidy. It's not supposed to be solid, so it'll look like this. Hi, welcome back. I'm going to teach you the cooking process. You want a griddle or a pan, a decent sized pan, to be on medium heat. You want bread. You can do like 8 to 12 pieces of bread. Pretty cool. You also need butter. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab a pair of tongs. If you also have tongs, you can use tongs or just a flipper, whatever you can use to flip, do that. We're gonna get rid of this whisk. Well, I'm actually not getting rid of it. I'm gonna wash it off. All right, I'm back. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take this tiny piece of bread just for instance. Before we cook, you need to take your butter and you wanna take a scoop of butter. I like a decent size of butter. And this is to keep the pan from getting sticky. This is gonna keep the pan from getting sticky so that when you cook, it'll be nice and fluffy instead of hard to flip. This is also a matter of patience. We're going to move it around the pan to get the pan nicely buttered. I was gonna say oiled for a second. No, you want it nicely buttered. Now, here's the most important part of making it. We're going to take the bread, dip it in, and then put it on the pan. But you do not want it drenched. You want a quick dab, put it in. I'll show you. So if you put it in there for like 3 seconds, it's bad. Just go dip. And if it looks like this, where it's just the bottom, you can just kind of angle it, dip. See? You want to do it on both sides. Dip. I don't really know how to prevent it from getting really gross. From your hands getting really gross, I don't really know how to prevent that. I just like to take a paper towel and get a few of them so that I know I'm going to get messy, but I can just wipe my hands with a paper towel. Now, here comes the hardest part for me. Patience. You have to wait a decent amount of time to cook. I start out with 1 to make sure it went well, and if it goes well, then I'll start doing 2 at a time, 3 at a time, so on and so forth. I'm gonna get a stool, get a plate, so that all my cooked ones can go on a plate. It really helps, trust me. Put it there. And then I'm going to be making French toast egg sandwiches. So I'm gonna need your help. I want to teach you how to do it. Bacon was already cooked on a grill. Bacon and sausage, easily cooked. Well, not easily. You have to grease your grill, and then you put the meat on, and then you have to cook them. And now we're going to be cooking our French toast, and then we're gonna have to cook the egg patties, and then all the little toppings that go on it as well. So, bacon and sausage. Here, Trick, can you go away, please? I'm trying to make a video. Yeah. Alright. So, let's see if it worked. It actually does need more time. Dang it. It's alright. Sometimes I check it and it's like, actually it needs 10 more minutes. French toast is a delicious meal, and that's why I'm making it for Father's Day. While we're waiting, I want to tell you some Father's Day signs. Happy Father's Day. For me and for you. I love you, Dad. You make me happy. Never leave. I'm going to teach you how to say that. L-E-V-E. L-A-E-V-E. I love you. I love you, Dad. Let's check on it. Whoops. I guess when I don't know how that happened. It's looking better. Now I'm going to let it sizzle. Something I love about making food is just the fact that you start out with, for instance, like an egg, and then you end up with like French toast, you know, or a waffle. It's pretty amazing how cooking can just change a lot. I'll get back to you when this one's finished. And this is what it should look like when it's done. Voila! Enjoy!